Welcome back. Something on my hat. As you can see, it says on my wall, it says Samoa, Mexico, Iran, Venezuela, and New Zealand. You can't read it. These are the countries that are basically in my mind this year. In the news, they have something about rebuilding Samoa. You have the Iran deal and Iran war. Who they're fighting with, Venezuela getting attacked by the USA, and New Zealand dealing with, I don't know, something about their government and how they run things in the news with their ties to their rights in their country. But it seems to me that I need to have it because they seem a little far off in the world, so they probably got to get bunched up because not that much has caught the eye or trending kind of rhythm to where the world is at today. But we have like Samoan connections, Iran connection, Mexican understanding about. Did I say something in Mexico? Mexico kind of being in the way in this World Cup or something. But I'm thinking right now that they're like a New Zealand type too, so they have to be brought up. But in the realer part of the message, it's like a Samoan theme. But mostly in the news, it's like Iran, Venezuela. But Mexico, Samoa, and New Zealand they kind of seem more closely tied to the news this year. If I had any thoughts to share about Samoan people, I'd say that they need to be vigilant about whatever I saw about their bills or something passing and trying to gain their country back or something from whoever heads their government and money and monetary system to get what they want. And then I think Mexico needs to focus on their president, their female president, closely to make sure that she's safe and doesn't get hurt. And then I think Iran and the death of Khamenei or Ayatollah in his hiding, or if he's still hiding or if he's alive, should go back up against the American troops, finish off this war strong. I think Venezuela should come to terms that America has let them go, and let other South American nations know that the USA is not playing around. I think even Central Americans too. I think New Zealand needs to build a stronger tie to their tribal nations and connecting their story better if they want to return indigenous and cut off ties with the English Parliament and the King of England, King Charles. And that's all I've got to say. I wrote that up because I think the names are interesting. The Samoan people, they kind of tend to focus a little bit on their namesake of being of the people wherever they are, and they seem interesting to deal with. I don't really think Mexican people are a problem. I think they have a lot of situations that are coming up. I think they need to. I think they are more hardworking than most of the other countries I wrote up. They're hard working people. The Iranian people, the people of Iran, they're like Muslim. More so speaking about where their region of country, or their region, or wherever they are, is more Islamic faith. I think they're okay, but they're a bit on the marks for being kind of hard to deal with now. Haven't heard much about the Venezuelan. I haven't met a Venezuelan person. I know that Maduro is in prison. He got extradited from his country into the U.S. The president hasn't said much about it, Donald Trump. And I think that the Venezuelan people should work on the airstrikes that are heading their way, prepare for safety and grounds to work on a peace treaty instead of acting rebellious. I think New Zealand people are okay. They're good at dancing. The people in New Zealand are the Maori people. They have like a language, Tarel or something. Their language, first language. They're good at rugby. They're good at in the Olympics. They have a good size in their country. It's a big landmass. They're the land of the long white cloud. They have a lot of famous music out. I think they should prepare for independence. And I think the Maori people or the people of New Zealand who are the Maori people, they're good at singing. I think they're good singers, good entertainment, good entertainers. If I had something that I think about them real quick, they are like the most beautiful people, but I wouldn't say that to them, but I would say on this post, most of these countries, I don't really deal with them. Most of the time, I just avoid them. So, if I had some advice to give to anybody, I'd say you should avoid Samoans. You should avoid Mexicans. You should avoid Iranians. You should avoid Venezuelans. You should avoid New Zealanders because they're not really too good in the news right now. And that's the piece of advice that I have to share because in my life I've seen a lot of good things come up for me and I don't really deal with these people or associate with them. But I've seen their work, I've seen what they've done. They do pretty good work. I'm just killing time. But I think they should work on focusing on a nation's kind of like United Nations kind of like side, like individual countries like side to like, but for the most part, the more so is like the advice is like just avoid the interaction, avoid the connection because they're kind of put together. They kind of only hang out with themselves. But if it was like a narcissistic or a passive-aggressive relationship in the past or something, you probably want to systemically distance yourself, like a COVID distance, or like even like a social distancing, or even like boundaries, because they're not doing so good, but they have what it takes to still be a country, and that's my opinion. Um, I think that because they're not doing so good, you should take the risk of making it an important thing to watch out and be aware of these types, because you can only go so far in life, and if you forget, the Samoan people, you probably be a slower person. If you forget the Mexican people, you'll probably be kind of confused a lot. If you forget the Iranian people, you'll probably be kind of slow at doing like remedial like subjects, math, science, English, history. You probably be kind of like too gullible and like picky about who you are if you can't understand them. You probably don't want to get close to Venezuela now because the war that they had, the Venezuela war, and the outer regions that America already attacked, they probably don't have the best interest in you and your country. They're attacking the Americans, and that's not right. I don't really think you wanted to deal with New Zealand people because they have a very stuck-up kind of attitude. And you don't have to take it from me, but if you ever meet a Samoan, Mexican, Iranian, Venezuelan, or a Maori or New Zealander or whatever, you probably take the chance at avoiding at all. And that's all I gotta say is that I wrote these things on the wall at my house because it was really bugging me, and that's all I gotta say. Thanks for listening.